The mayor of Denver has ordered the sheriff's department to stop serving evictions. In the coming days, we may see more Colorado communities follow that trend. In the meantime, though, for many seasonal workers who live and work in the mountains, their landlord is Vail Resorts, a massive company of more than 10,000 employees. Many of them were told to leave their employee housing by next Friday, some of them with nowhere to go. Some can't return to their home country because of travel bans. And since they're in an area where the virus is spreading, they're wondering why they're being asked to move out now. An internal website for employees said, if needed, you can remain in housing until March 27th. That caused confusion and a scare among those who've been told by our state health department, if you live in areas like Eagle and Summit County, you need to isolate and stay home if you're showing symptoms or not. Then this afternoon at 12:30 today, the company CEO sent out a mass message to employees, making it clear if employees need to stay in housing, they can beyond that date. An employee who spoke to us said this messaging is confusing and scary for international workers, while a legal expert says this is an example of how seasonal employees who live in company housing are vulnerable.
They're from South America, Europe, etc., and they can't get home right now because the flights have been suspended to most of the world, and they were hoping to have this month or so to figure out how to get home. And because of the language barrier and the confusion with flights and everything, they are freaking out.
The alternatives to the employer-provided housing very often is homelessness. And that's a terribly dangerous situation. That's a terribly dangerous situation for workers who are often then fearful of coming forward and reporting abuse. Or in this case, it's also a terribly dangerous situation for our public health. Many of these workers have nowhere else to go.
When it comes to the law, employee housing is in a gray area, especially in circumstances like this. But as we know, decisions are changing by the hour. We'll continue to monitor it. In Denver, Jeremy Hohola, 9 News.